might have to get some of those spotlights, you know. They look too cool.
It's fine. It's nice. It's a nice little vibe. All right, team, we're gonna get going here. Hope everybody is doing well. Okay, let's get rolling. Okay, starting off with the news. What's happening today, June 3rd, not January 3rd. Damn, time flies, doesn't it? Okay, almost halfway through 2021. All right, so we have US ADP coming out. Okay, they added 978,000 jobs. That's going to show positive in terms of economic outlook. So we're going to see strength in the USD, especially paired against some of the weaker pairs, which we'll go through. USD yen, for example, here coming up in a second. Okay, we have India, which is setting to vaccinate 10 million people a day. Hopefully, they can get that job accomplished. Okay, we have the UK set to open. Boris is saying that things are going to get back to normal open sea. That's going to bode well for the UK in terms of economic outlook. So we should see strength in the pound, which we have as a positive 5.1. Okay, and then we're going to move forward. Okay, let's just talk quickly about the fundamental direction. Pound at a positive 5.1. Again, mentioned the UK is expecting full reopening. CAD's at a positive 2. Okay, that's also going to help the CAD in terms of strength, because when the world's economies open up, the demand for crude oil becomes, and oil in general becomes more, the demand becomes higher. Just like yesterday, we talked about supply demand. When supply stays the same, okay, assuming supply is constant and demand increases, price moves to the upside. All right, Bitcoin's at a positive 1.7. We're seeing some of the crypto market make a move to the upside. We know that we're long Ethereum. Okay, Swiss franc is currently at a positive 1.5. Okay, gold is currently at a positive 3. It's starting to see a little bit of weakness compared to its previous days. Okay, this could be it's a safe haven status, so this could be optimism coming into the market. Okay, euros at a negative 0.1. All right, we're not seeing as much strength on the euro as we would like. USD is at a negative 1.4. This should strengthen after the announcement currently. Okay, Aussie's at a negative 3.5. Kiwi's at a negative 3.9. Okay, and yen is at a negative 4.5. Aussie and Kiwi are seeing weakness due to its relationship with Asia. The Asian economy is extremely important to those two countries. All right, and that's why we're seeing some weakness. All right, we're going to now take it to the charts. We're going to start off with USD yen, which is our first pair. All right, onto the monthly time frame. We know what USD is currently at a negative 1.4. Yen is currently at a negative 4.5. Short-term direction, even though the US dollar is weak, is to the upside. Midterm to the upside. Long-term, I would also have to say to the upside, as yen is a safe haven status, or pinned as one. Monthly upper, monthly lower, weekly mid-range, daily upper, daily lower. Here's our monthly downtrend as we have lower lows. Okay, now let's take it to the weekly time frame. What do we see here? Push, exhaustion. Now we're looking at continuational push. Push, buy pressure, broke sell pressure at significant area of sensitivity, not just daily upper zone, but also higher time frame downtrend. Push, exhaustion, reinjection of buy pressure. We're now seeing continuational push to where? To our weekly mid-range zone, assuming fundamentals stay the same, meaning assuming the USD stays stronger than the yen, okay, which I do believe it will continue. All right, so here's a higher time frame push, exhaustion. All right, we have impulse at previous area sensitivity, buy pressure consistently coming in. All right, push, exhaustion, breaking previous high. We now have good news, and we're going to look for entry back to previous high. Okay, so when we take it to the 4H time frame, we have to identify all area sensitivity. Okay, so what's all area sensitivity? Well, previous high for sure. As you can see, the low, which is identified as a 4H lower zone, and we have mid-range zone. So what we can see now is USD is gaining the strength that it needs to break previous high. We have a push. What are we waiting for? That's right, exhaustion. Where does exhaustion begin? It could begin at previous high. Okay, it could begin earlier, but either way, we're waiting for exhaustion before price action entry confirmation for entry to the upside. Once we reach TP1, we move SL to entry. Okay, but when we look back at the daily time frame, okay, if we get a nice daily close with the bullish engulfing candle, again, what's after a bullish engulfing candle close? That's lower time frame push. We get exhaustion. So what I'm trying to say is, don't feel like you're gonna have, don't feel FOMO here. The fear of missing out on USD yen is not something that I'm concerned of. Okay, we will get at some point an exhaustion before a continuational move on USD yen, especially since the USD is not the strongest of currencies, especially since we're heading into lower volume period of market hours, okay, in the next 2-3 hours. So I don't believe that the USD will be making a continuation of push without some sort of exhaustion during low market hours. Okay, moving on now. We're going to take it to Kiwi Yen. As you'll see, we're trying to pair ourselves against the yen. Okay. Why are we trying to pair ourselves against the yen? Because, well, the yen is consistently weak. Okay. Meaning the yen showing some consistency, always on the weaker side. So we can pair stronger pairs against the yen. As we all know, we have higher probability chance of success. Okay. So Kiwi is currently at a negative 3.9. Yen is at a negative 4.5. Okay. Now, although the Kiwi is seeing weakness against the yen, okay, this is pretty much as weak as the Kiwi is going to get. I do believe it will gain strength again. Okay, I do believe so, and the Aussie will follow that. Okay, and the Kiwi will stay where it is. I do believe that we're going to see our continuation move to our monthly upper zone before sell pressure here. Okay, so before we take it down to the weekly time frame, let's just take a look here. Excuse me, need a sip of water. My mouth is dry. Okay, let's take a look here. I mean, like, take a look how many bullish candle closes there are. Do we want to enter to the upside or to the downside? That's right, only to the upside. We want to enter with the current, not against it. Now, we know buy pressure, excuse me. We know buy pressure is now battling sell pressure at our weekly upper zone. Who's going to win that battle? Probably fundamentals to the upside. Probably the Kiwi. And that's probably why we're also seeing weakness in the Kiwi, not just because of Asian news, but also because we're seeing sell pressure after a push. We get exhaustion before continuational push. Okay, so let's now take it to the weekly. All right, onto the weekly. We see we see what we want to see when we're seeing control to the upside. At contact of our weekly upper zone, we have an impulse to the downside, not a change in direction, just an impulse. Then we have retest of previous high, break of previous high, which means resistance now becomes support, push, exhaustion, bullish engulfing candle. That's fundamental support sending to the upside. Now, what's after a push? That's right, an exhaustion. So we're having a push, exhaustion, and now what we're waiting for is that continuation push to the upside. With the Kiwi yen, the most important thing right now for entry are these lower lows. Okay, again, here's that bullish engulfing candle, push, exhaustion. We will see buy sensitivity at one of the fibs at previous high. Okay, but the key, again, it doesn't matter where buy sensitivity comes in. The key right now is to enter, okay, only at the break and close of this downtrend. Okay, so if we get break, whenever that happens, okay, we will look for re-entry and entry to the upside, okay, on Kiwi yen, because we have free range. Again, assuming fundamentals stay the same, we have free range to our monthly upper zone. All right, so where is this fib likely to? Where are the fibs? All right, let's identify it. Left to right, push to exhaustion. Okay, so right now price is testing its 50% fib. We could see a bounce off this, or we could see a bounce off the 61% fib. Okay, but either way, price will be moving to the upside. I don't see the Kiwi taking control or yen taking control here, especially as more optimistic news is coming out. Okay, moving on from Kiwi yen onto CAD yen. All right. CAD's currently at a positive 2. Yen is currently at a negative 4.5. Short-term, mid-term, long-term to the upside. You all know how we think about that in terms of the CAD strength. On the monthly time frame, very similar to Kiwi yen. Only bullish candle closes on the monthly time frame. Where do we want to enter? That's right, only to the upside. Buy pressure broke sell pressure at our weekly upper. Fundamentals stay the same, meaning we have free range to our monthly. So if buy pressure is able to break the battle at its weekly, it will be able to break sellers at its daily, at its 4H, and then at its monthly, only then will it get a significant test of sell pressure, okay? So when we go to the weekly time frame, all right, as we can see, very similar price action, right? We have a push with a bullish engulfing candle, push, exhaustion, continuation move, okay? Bullish engulfing candle, that's a push, exhaustion. We're now looking for continuation move. All right. So when we now take it to the daily time frame, okay, we can see that cycle a little bit better. We have push, exhaustion, continuation move, push, exhaustion, and at some point we're going to get a continuation move once we break previous high. Okay, which is happening in my opinion, as you all know. Okay, and we are seeing buy sensitivity like we want to see right now. As you can see, some pin bar Okay, fake stop hunt, potential continuation move to the upside. So if you're in this trade, great, stay in, don't do nothing. Okay, if you're not in this trade, all right, what do you want to do? You want to wait for a bullish engulfing candle close to break back to the upside, or a bullish close in general, breaking this area sensitivity back to the upside. Now, a couple of you had a question, Dave, why is this not up here? Because when we go to the higher time frame, this is actually the area of support. Yes, you can identify this and know that there will be sell pressure at this level, okay? But this is really where the area of sensitivity is, okay, in terms of the base. All right, so if you're not in, wait for a bullish candle close back to the upside, then we're looking for a continuation move. Okay, if you're in, just hold up. Okay, we're seeing the buy sensitivity. We want to see, okay, buyers are entering. We know that we're going to go to the upside here. Okay, so CAD yen, we just want to be patient. We just want to be patient. All right, we're now moving on to Euro JPY. Okay, Euro JPY, same thing, monthly time frame, or I guess we're on the weekly here, but when we're on the monthly time frame, take a look. Like Kiwi yen, like CAD yen, we don't want to go short yen. We want to be long against the yen. As you can see, monthly time frame, not much in terms of bearish candles. Okay, where's the current? Only to the upside. Weekly time frame, we're seeing the same thing. Let's take it to the daily now. Okay, as you can see, we're in between our monthly, or excuse me, daily lower, daily upper. Let's identify 4H mid range. Let's identify mid-range. Horizontal sell pressure. Let's see if that comes in historically as well. Yep, sell pressure mid-range. Okay, we'll bring it across. And that's what we're seeing. That's where we're seeing sell pressure right now, okay? So, what's happening here? Price reaching area sensitivity. We have a push. There's going to be what? Impulse to the downside, not a change in direction before then a continuation move. There may not even be an impulse. There may just be consistent to consolidation, all right? But what we want to do is we want to be sensitive to that, and we want to enter only when we're looking back to the upside, okay? So, Euro yen, when we take it back to the daily time frame, we have a bearish engulfing candle close off area sensitivity. We have sell pressure and pin bars to the downside. I wouldn't be surprised if price tests a little bit more to the downside before then coming back to the upside, okay? And where would that test complete? At its fib. Let's identify from push. Okay, fib. Okay. This is our 50, this is our 61.8% fib. We could easily see stop hunts. So sell pressure pushing to the downside, taking out all these SLs, okay? And then at 61 or 50% fib coming back to the upside. All right, I want to be a little bit more patient here on Euro yen, okay? I want to be a bit more patient here. If we start to see it test its upside, we'll look to the upside, okay? But there is still some space here. We have to be patient because this is a level of sell pressure. So whether price finds its impulse now, whether price makes a push to the upside, at some point it's coming back for exhaustion. So Euro yen, we want to be patient. All right, we're watching this closely though. Pound yen. All right. Monthly time frame, pound yen. Again, we're paired against the yen. Take a look at the monthly time frame. Which direction do we want to be on this pair? That's right, only to the upside. Now, the thing is here on pound yen, and the reason why I'm not 100% loving this is that we're already reaching a significant area of sensitivity, being our monthly zone, right? It's not like this move is happening down here. We're now starting to get really close to significant levels of sell pressure. And that might be take profits being hit. That might be sell limit orders, okay, stop orders, etc. Okay, when price makes contact, there will be a strong move to the downside. So we need to be careful with that, okay? So as you can see, buy pressure is coming back in. Pound definitely still has control over the yen in terms of its strength. We do see some lower lows. Okay, we will see some sort of exhaustion before then potentially continuation move. We want to pay attention. If we see exhaustion and price action entry confirmation, we will look to the upside. Okay, if we are hesitant, if fundamentals are starting to become a little bit less separated, we're actually going to stay out of this. Okay, even though the pound is seeing a lot of strength right now, we're getting really close to our monthly zone, and we know that we have to respect our monthly zone no matter what fundamentals are separated with. All right, moving on now to gold. Okay, gold is seeing weakness. Why? We're getting good job reports out of the U.S. Okay, 978,000 new jobs. Gold is a safe haven status. What happens when there's optimism? Safe havens weaken. Okay, in my opinion, this is what's happening to gold right now. All right, we may see consolidation at this level, but we're not going to see our continuational push at the moment. Okay, if you're not in gold, don't get in gold. Okay. Now moving on to Ethereum.